Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. And for anybody that's new here, what we do is basically go over crypto news and enjoy our coffee together. Let's see who's in the chat, and then we'll get into this. Mr. Dumpster Fire, my man, Lawnmower Man, good to see you. We have Chris Hanley in the house, Black Cat Team, Crypto KJ, all set. What's up, buddy? Overboard Tech, my man. Appreciate you. Let's see who else is here. Scott Sheffield, Anthony Denizzo, Tim I Am Crypto. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Son of a Rabbitch. I love your name. Good morning, buddy. Good morning. Let's see. We have Ava. Good to see you. Good to see you. Green Hash. Good morning. Gene. Good morning. The Wicked Jester. Ursa. Blaine Anderson. I might have already said that. Dan R. Good morning. All right. Let's get into this market. I want to see what we got today. Bitcoin looks like 43,091. Ethereum 2373. Not too bad. Look at this. You guys might have seen my video yesterday where I dropped my KS0s mining Neoxa unMineable, which is amazing. But just because I swapped off Kaspa, this is what happens. This is what happens. So you're welcome, everybody. It's in the deep green today. It's really not that much, but almost 11 cents. We have Solana, $95 after their outage yesterday. XMR, where is XMR on this list? Right here. Here you are. This coin, is this the end of the road for XMR? What do you guys think? Binance is delisting this coin. I don't know where we can go from here. It's a privacy coin. It's clearly going to have issues with any type of regulation, so I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I think it's an OG, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Binance is one of those bigger exchanges in the space where that could really affect the price of that coin and just the coin as a whole. We have XRP at 50 cents, Dogecoin just under 8 cents, and ETC 25, almost 25 bucks, 24 and a half. So let's see what we got over here on Crypto Bubbles. Damn, no pun intended. DYM Dimension is up 43.6%. Talk about a boner candle. $5.74. Is anybody into this? I don't even know what this coin is, to be honest. It is ranked 76. Interesting. I wonder if it was always in 76 and how does it not move any ranks and it's up 43.6% on the day? That's weird. All right, we have Conflux of 7.8% today. Looks like Kaspa up 9.4% today, almost at 11 cents. Jumped 3 ranks. Nice. Back into the top, would that be top 30s? Is that how you say that? I don't even know. Jupiter 7.8 up today. Actually, Jupiter took a hit over the last week, so I mean, it was bound to bounce back a little bit, right? Mr. Crypto Frank, my man, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. We have FXS down 8.5%. This is Frax share. If anybody's into this, I'm not sure. 12 ranks down to 94th place. Damn. Nothing else really jumping out at me, guys. Nothing really jumping out. Pendle looks like it's down 3.9%. Woo up 5%. Yeah, this is again top 100 coins right here, right? If we go to top 200, we can see if there's anything. Actually, no, let's go top 500. Let's just see. What is this? ALEPH. Aleph.im. Are they trying to rip off lithium? What is happening with this name? What is happening with this name? Ranked 407. Up to 30 cents at... It's up 30% on the day. Real easy, chump. They pay an influencer like you like 8k tokens to shill and boom and it jumps. What coin are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about XMR? Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't take money like that to pump coins ever. I will never do that on this channel ever. Just so you guys know, I don't do that. Anything that I genuinely do on my channel is genuine, 100%. We have ranked 470 right here. This is Kin. I don't know what this is actually. 29.6%. Again, this is the top 500 coins. We have Root 21.7 is up to $4.09. Interesting. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go to Fear and Greed Index, looking like 62. Again, I don't really pay attention to it till it's over 75, but it says we're in the greed. So again, as Warren Buffett says, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful. This is neutral territory in my opinion. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana still in 5th, USDC, XRP, Lado staked Ether, Cardano, and Avalanche holding strong in 10th place. Dogecoin back up to 11th. Damn, Chainlink dropped 2 runs, huh? Looks like it's down in 13th place now. It was actually in 10th place according to Crypto Bubbles, if I'm not mistaken, the other day. But over here on CoinGecko, it only held to 11th, and it knocked Dogecoin down yesterday. But interesting. This is going to be a really interesting fight trying to get into the top 10 with like these coins right here. Honestly, it really is. It's going to be a close race this run. We have Litecoin in 20th place, Shiba, if anybody cares, in 19th, Internet Computer in 18th. I still have been debating if I should invest into this one. You guys let me know what you think about that in the chat. We have 26th place for Ethereum Classic. Looks like, let's see what else we got. Kaspa in 40th, and it showed what? It showed like 37th over on the other chart, so whatever, almost 11 cents. We have Arbitrum at 41, XMars in 42nd place. Man, this took a dump, right? Wasn't it up here yesterday? I'm not mistaken. Took a little bit of a hit. Oh yeah, actually, just look at this chart right here. There you go, you can see it. Little fish hook there. Actually, you know what? Most traders usually like to get in right here on the rise of they call it the fish hook, right? Interesting. All right, let's get into the mining segment of things. Unless you guys have any other questions, let me know in the chat. All right, looking over here, this is minetheasic.com. For anybody that doesn't know, I like to timestamp these and see where we were, you know, a year ago with these machines, more or less, just so we can always go back and check, you know. The IB link BMKS Max. This is the new top earner on the charts. 11 terahash, 3400 watts. We have 736 Kaspa per day projected. I don't even know if these are out yet, so you guys let me know if you've seen one running. But look at this price. Best price 10,500. The WinMiner K9 is 10.3 terahashes at $26,000. What? Like, what is that? Anyways, the IB link is making $67.72 per day. We have the WinMiner K9 making $66.52 a day. Guys, please don't FOMO into these, by the way. Don't FOMO into anything. Okay, any type of Kaspa miner right now, I know it makes a lot a day, but you're spending a lot on this machine. Like 10,000 right here, this price, I'm gonna be honest, that's not a bad price. I wouldn't really be too upset about this right at this price. This price right here, eat shit. Zero chance. Okay, please, ROI never on this one, 100%. So please don't FOMO into like units like this, but just pay attention, right? Make sure when you guys are buying these things that they are to your door and not you're not gonna get banged with tariffs when these things actually ship and show up, right? Because you'll get a message from UPS being like, oh, by the way, you owe $600 or whatever. My buddy actually owed I think it was $1,200, or they wouldn't ship it to his, or he couldn't go get it or whatever. I was like, what? You have to pay $1,200? That's absurd. So just please be mindful. If you guys are interested in ASIC sales, you could either go to Ice River, right? They do have them, but I don't recommend buying from them. They've been having issues lately. Either way, code CHUMP if you guys want to use that, feel free, you get a percentage off. And Terra Hosting, or Terra Hashes rather, they actually have ASICs, and they do they don't have any discount codes, but they do have all-in prices to your door, so you don't have to worry about tariffs and shit. So I would recommend that. That's just my opinion. Anyways, KS3 Ice River over here, 8 terahash unit. Again, people have been having issues with these 2 units. I guess the control boards or something's going on with them, to be honest. We have $50.14 a day. The KS3M 6 terahash unit making $35.20 per day. That's yeah, I don't know, that's going down. Ice River KS2, we have 2 terahash units, $11.57 per day, which is nicer than yesterday, but it is still down there. The Ice River KS1 looking like $5.79 a day. That's terrible. As Max would say, I don't even know which button it is. I think it's this one.
This hash rate's going bonkers.
There it is. I had to remember. I haven't used it in a while, Max. It is going bonkers. We have the Jazzminer X16Q 1950 on ETC and ZIL making $6.11 a day. Actually, let's go up here real quick. The Superscaler K10 mining Lithium. The bitstream for Lithium is on this unit. Again, this is like the FPGA. $10.56 a day, and the K10 Plus is $8.87 a day. The X16P, if you guys haven't seen my reviews on it, go check it out. But Max Voltage has this. He's doing 14 coins in 14 days. And he is, yeah, could be yielding $18.04 a day, but he chose to mine shit coins with it, and who knows what's going to happen. Who knows what's going to happen. We have the Antminer L79050. I actually just put this onto unMineable mining Neoxa. Again, if you guys didn't see that video, go check it out. But I just threw this on over at Terra Hosting, $3.75 a day, just going right into Neoxa, which is cool. And again, these prices are all at 10 cents kilowatt hour, if anybody's wondering. The X4Q, I got this running upstairs again on Neoxa, $2.21 per day. You know, my electric rate's way higher than 10 cents, so I'm really not making that. Let's just check out the KS0, 57 cents a day. Oh, that's the original. Hold on. God, Max, I almost had a heart attack. Did you see that? Live on stream. Ice River KS0 Pro, 100 gigahashes, making $1.20 a day. Bruh. That's still not great, but it's all right. We'll deal with it. All right, let's get over to GPUs and see what the best mineable GPU is today. What the hell is DINT? What is DINT? D-I-N-T? What is this? Dinar tether? What is happening? Kapow? Another Kapow? Ugh. God. Does anybody know what this is? Does anybody know what this is? Anybody? Is it? Oh my God. Hold on. Actually, hold on. Let's go to mining pool. Mining pool stats.stream. Is that not it? Oh, I spelled it wrong. God damn it. Hold on. There we go. Missed the G. New coins. New coins list. If you guys don't know, this is like a great new coins list to go check. 2 months ago it came out. 2 months ago. All right, we're gonna look into it for a second. Hold on. We get a virus live. You guys ready? Next generation digital currency across the world. Tell me something we all don't know. That's what every coin says. Join us as we embark on the journey towards truly decentralized and globally embraced cryptocurrency, a secure and decentralized finance. But what do you do? But what do you do? The groundbreaking achievement, decentralized finance and asset, the new star on the horizon, is an era of the real-world assets on the blockchain. DINT is designed as a blockchain-compliant digital means of payment for goods and services. All right. I'm not even gonna read that anymore. This is just nope. All right, we're gonna get out of it. You guys do what you want. If it's profitable, mine it and sell it. My opinion. That is a ChatGPT article. Just saying. Anyways, Pepe Pow, look at this. Top of the charts. Just kidding. Let's how do I get back to GPUs? Let's see what else on the top of the list. Lithium, Hyper and Lithium, and DINT is all. What the hell is happening right now? How much is this going for? Where is it listed? Is it listed on Trade Ogre? Does anybody know? That's interesting. Well, listen, it's Kapow, so it's very energy intensive, and it has literally taken over everything. So we're gonna leave it at that. All right, let's get into the news of the day. Let's talk about Solana. Check this out. Solana down again. You know what? I saw a wicked funny picture yesterday. It was what was it? A Nintendo 64 cartridge. They said, did anybody try this? And it was a Solana image on it. The girl took it out, blew in it, and then put it back in. You guys remember doing that for those old video games? It says Solana went down again. It's likely won't be the last time. Outages are a reoccurring headache, but Solana developer says it's worth tolerating to ensure long-term safety and security, which is, I get it, right? You're building something, you need to stay on top of it, and it's going to be an issue. Thank you very much, Mr. Crypto KJ. Oh, it's on I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. The egg exchange. Okay, that's what we're gonna say. We have Solana just had another major outage, and that's okay. The developers behind the network say it's likely going to happen again. That's what happens when you're building on the bleeding edge of technology, and at least one prominent builder on the network, Helios Labs co-founder and CEO Mert Mumtaz, if that's how you say that, says he's prepared to take the heat that comes with it. What we can't do is be afraid of progress for the sake of not being harassed on Twitter. And you know what? Honestly, I'm kind of on his side. I'm kind of on his side with that. It's if you're doing the right thing at the end of the day, who gives a shit what people say or think? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just gonna call it the egg exchange. I know I could just say XEgg, but it's annoying because people say it's pronounced with the Z, and I'm not saying it. I'm just calling it the egg exchange. Solana nearly made it a full year without a major outage, a milestone that has proven evasive amid the network's rise, and one that will remain out of reach for at least another 12 months following Tuesday's morning's stretch of downtime. So I don't know, guys. This obviously isn't going to be the last time Solana is going to go down, but you know what? I'm not really I guess I'm surprised the price didn't drop really at all. It pretty much stayed stagnant around 95 bucks. I think it was like 97, maybe dropped $2 or something, but it really is not bad. I saw it between 93 and 97 yesterday, so it's just kind of floating along. Other news, AI generated fake IDs claimed to pass crypto exchange KYCs are selling for $15. If anybody's interested, go hit these guys up. No, I'm just kidding. That's crazy. This is crazy. The $15 AI generated fake IDs are reportedly being used to fool crypto exchange identity checks, potentially giving crypto hackers scammers a new edge. Look at this. Look at this. Fake ass ID. Bruh. That's crazy. That's crazy. That these things are I mean, it looks like a legit picture. Fucked up. It's so messed up. Anyways, let's see what else. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF reaches top 0.2% of all ETFs so far this year. Look at that. That's crazy. Interesting. MicroStrategy buys 37 million in Bitcoin, bringing its holdings to 190,000 BTC as some of us struggle to even get 0.1. Monero hits a 5-month low as Binance plans delisting. This is kind of shitty, right? This kind of sucks because Monero is like an OG. It's been around forever. The upcoming Monero delisting might be a sign of the slow demise of Binance, according to some industry observers. Do you guys think this is going to be, it's going to push Monero down? Or you think Binance is just going to be gone? Major privacy focused cryptocurrency Monero has plummeted to multi-month lows amid Binance announcing the upcoming delisting of the token from its platform. Binance will delist Monero alongside other tokens like Aragon, they said ANT, Multichain, and Via, I don't know, Via maybe? Is that how you say that? The exchange announced on February 6th. As a result of delisting, Binance will remove all 4 trading pairs involving Monero, including those trading against Bitcoin, Ether, Tether, and Binance's native coin BNB. Crazy, crazy. So just keep an eye on that, guys. They're delisting it. So you got it in there, get it out, sell it, whatever you got to do is what it is. All right, let's get on to Bloomberg Crypto. Let's see what they got to say over here. About a 10-minute video, a couple interviews that are quite interesting, and I'm going to start it like halfway through. Guys, that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's do it. Oh God, why is it doing this again lately? Hold on. All right, I gotta play it, and then I gotta hit the mute button up here. I don't know why that's like a new thing now.
Congress should pass legislation to provide for the regulation of stable coins and of the spot market for crypto assets that are not securities. It's critical for there to be a federal regulatory floor that would apply to all states.
That was Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Capitol Hill. And we are joined now by Kavita Gupta, the founder and general partner of Delta Blockchain Fund. And if you listen to what the Treasury Secretary was saying, it has been a song that's been sung for many, many months, you could say years, in Washington, this idea of stablecoin regulation. What does it do or not do for the crypto industry at this point?
Real quick, JJ Doc actually asked, XMR delisting in global or USA only? I think it's in general with Binance, because Binance isn't located in the US, so I think it's everywhere.
Sonali, thank you for having me. I think it does open up that there is a need for legislation. There is a need of regulations around it, and everybody is paying a notice. You know, back in 2013 or 17, when we saw the last big cycle, or 21, people were still, at least DC in 21 woke up and started paying attention to it. And then with FTX and Binance, there was a little negativity around there. But now I do see a lot more senators really understanding the technological value and the financial free growth value behind these tokens and crypto, and how to use it as an alternative asset program for retail customers. So it's very exciting, actually.
Well, it's interesting because we talk so much about the Bitcoin ETFs, but the reality is a lot of conversation is also around the potential listing of Circle as well. And then you have more options for more retail investors to get into the crypto industry. When they're given a choice, are they going to choose things like stable coins that are more tied to the traditional financial system here? Or are they going to go further out on the curve and look at the altcoins and other parts of the DeFi ecosystem that are perhaps away from the traditional financial system?
It's a very good question because it really depends upon your risk, duration, return appetite. USDC is pegged to dollars. It is basically holding a currency which you need to pay globally as a stable coin. But when you look at Coinbase or you look at different mining IPO shares or SPAC shares, then there are people who are putting up a public equity portfolio, and I think Circle would be a great choice out there. But I do see that Ethereum, Solana, a lot of these layer ones and layer twos where DeFi, as you talked about, different yields, which we are talking about anywhere between 8% to 25%, exist, we are seeing more and more institutional approach to it, especially with people like BlackRock and other places, Goldman Sachs coming into the space, offering ETFs. You're going to need, how are you going to have basically a custody of it? And if you have custody, even Coinbase for custody of Ether and USDC provides yields on top of it, how do you maximize it? So we're going to see a lot of that run going. But of course, it depends upon different target audiences and their appetites.
Well, as we think about different audiences or even just different jurisdictions, different locations in which these companies could come to the public markets or just try to focus their efforts. I know you've joined us on this program before talking about how because of the lack of regulatory clarity, something we were just hearing the Treasury Secretary speak about, that a lot of activity was instead happening off the shores of the United States. Are you starting to see any change in that, or is that still the status quo because approval of spot ETFs aside, that regulatory uncertainty still remains?
Not yet, Kelly, because if you look at the crypto ecosystem or founders who are actually building on this, for them, the regulation is still not clear. I mean, 2009 to 2023, 24 is when we are seeing Bitcoin sort of getting legitimate and having a retail customer option in US. But if you look at these, Canada already had it for a long time. You see a lot of these, Abu Dhabi is now really going out and giving exchange licenses. You see the same thing in Lisbon and Singapore. I do feel like for crypto founders, US still lacks the clarity of regulation, plus a lot of support system. It seems very political. During the election year, things becomes different. After that, it becomes different. So a lot of founders are still doing offshore entities or moving to Europe or moving to UAE. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of family offices or a lot of public pension funds who wanted to hold Bitcoin for a long time, they have good alternative increasing the liquidity in the market.
Well, and that brings me to the wider question, and obviously I asked this from sitting here in Washington where I'm covering the 2024 election cycle. How are you talking to founders about how policy, the outlook for policy potentially could change depending on not just who is in the White House after November, but also who controls the House and Senate?
Yeah, it's been a very fascinating year because last 4 years back when the same election happened, there was no clarity whether Republicans or Democrats are very crypto friendly or are basically looking at it. Now you do see Biden administration in last 4 years. Yes, you do have Bitcoin ETFs, but there has also been a SEC chairman who has not been very friendly and who always said move with cautious, and other senators out there. At the same time, you have President Trump who did his own NFT, but also not very excited about supporting CBDCs. He did make a statement that he is not going to support CBDCs for US dollars. So it's a very fascinating time, but also at the same time, we are seeing a big lobby group, like a legitimate blockchain crypto lobbying group, funding senators in a very transparent manner and trying to move more and more regulations around it. So I do feel like that now there is a proper structured lobby. So irrespective who comes, there will be a very big ask from their donors about a clarity of these regulations.
Kavita, before we let you go, we were talking earlier in the show about the Solana outage and the pressure on price we've seen after a meteoric rise, really, of the token. How do you see the story playing out for Solana after it's hit a second significant set of outages in the last year?
I think with Solana, a technology which you are trying to move forward with a lot of efficiency and very low gas fee, of course, there is going to be a problem when you need to shut it down and maintain it or take care of some issues. I am a big Ethereum fan. That's where I started my journey. But I do like DeFi products on Solana just for the gas cost optimization and the speed of it. I do think that the Solana prices, one of the biggest reasons for Solana prices to go down to 16 was Solana vaguely being named as probable security by the SEC's documents against Coinbase. And I think that took a lot of confidence away based on regulations, not from technology, because if we look at the TVL, it didn't move that much. So I do feel like it will come back and it will continue to provide a very good alternative for DeFi and NFT platform. Said that, I think in alternatives, I would say Optimism, Polygon, a lot of layer 2s who are going into ZK side are going to be a big competitor for Solana now, which did not exist in a big way in last couple of years.
All right, Kavita, we got to leave it there, but great to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for joining us, Kavita Gupta, founder and general. This is Bloomberg Crypto. I'm Kaylee Lyons in Washington with Shonali Bosick in New York. We'll get MicroStrategy earnings after the bell today. It became the first public company to buy Bitcoin as a capital allocation strategy back in 2020. And now the business is on the verge of a windfall from a new accounting rule change that requires valuing digital assets at market prices. So let's discuss this now with Bloomberg's Olga Karaf,
190,000 Bitcoin,
is joining us. So, Olga, how will these accounting rule changes impact MicroStrategy specifically? What are we expecting to see?
Sure. So in the past,
no, that's not me typing. I swear to God, that's somebody on the news station. 100%.
MicroStrategy has had to write down the value of its Bitcoin holdings, and so it had massive impairment charges during the last 2 years or so. One of the impairment charges was almost $1 billion. But with this accounting rule, what it does is it allows the company to essentially mark the price of the Bitcoin that it's holding up or down, depending on the market price. And so if we look at the situation today, last year, Bitcoin's price has more than doubled. And so during the fourth quarter, the company also purchased some Bitcoin. And so what we might...
So they just passed 190,000, they said, or a Cointelegraph article said, as I just showed. Bitcoin value $8.1 billion. Net income $5.8 billion. Revenue $133 million. Again, this is from MicroStrategy.
Is the value of the Bitcoin on its balance sheet
so much
increasing by something like $6 billion because of this accounting change. The big question is, of course, if the company will decide to adopt this accounting change now or later. But obviously in the next year or so, this will happen.
How do you think about the use of MicroStrategy as a trading strategy for investors? On one hand, this was a proxy into buying into the Bitcoin ecosystem, and now there's the ETF for spot Bitcoin. How has that advent of the spot Bitcoin ETF impacted MicroStrategy?
It's been a huge impact. MicroStrategy stock is down something like 20% so far this year.
Does anybody here invest in MicroStrategy? Let me know in the chat.
And I think it's exactly what you said. In the past, investors didn't have a lot of options for, if you don't want to invest into Bitcoin directly, you could buy MicroStrategy shares and use them as a Bitcoin proxy. And so MicroStrategy commanded a pretty hefty premium over Bitcoin's price because of that. But now there are other options, spot Bitcoin ETFs from well-known providers like BlackRock and Fidelity. And so the premium that MicroStrategy shares used to command has decreased in about half.
Bloomberg News' Olga Karif, thank you so much. We'll be watching for those earnings after the bell. Kaylee, I've been looking at Bitcoin prices, for example. We were talking about that ETF, the impact that it was supposed to have. And by the way, even though you saw a surge in the fourth quarter that could help out a firm like MicroStrategy and its results, listen, you only have a less than $700 rise in Bitcoin since the end of last year. Of course, it's fluctuated since then, but 700 isn't a whole lot. And the question is, how much
Does she not know that it literally doubled in price from the beginning of last year? Just saying.
much more can Bitcoin investors squeeze out of these publicly traded stocks? What's the story?
Yeah, what's going to be the next catalyst if spot ETF approval did not, in fact, prove to be that, Sonali, I think is the question. As we were talking about at the top of the show, we've seen Bitcoin getting stuck in ranges really for the last year plus now. Of course, the range we're in now in this $40,000 to $45,000 is higher than we were a year ago.
Look at this. Look at this. There it is. There's the chart. April. This is, close to the beginning of the year. Look at that. It's over a 50% rise.
Absolutely, no question about that. And a lot of that was the optimism about ETFs actually getting approved. But what would get us to the next higher range? That's a question we're going to have to keep exploring on this show.
There's a question that the halving might be that moment, but there's an argument to be made that maybe that has already been priced in too.
They can't. Yeah. How would that be priced in? Anyways, all right, we're going to get off that. You're just aggravating me now. All right, let's move on. Solana dips after 5-hour outage. Forces network to restart. Let's see what they got to say over here on CNBC Crypto World. Please, guys, hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. I hate asking, but YouTube makes me. Oh, God. Jesus. Hold on. So freaking annoying. Why does this update do this now?
Today, Solana's mainnet suffers a 5-hour outage. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warns lawmakers of what she says are crypto's risks to the financial system. And Nick Johnson of Ethereum Name Service explains how a new partnership with web services platform GoDaddy can help remove barriers to Web3 adoption.
That's kind of a big deal, I think. Interested to know what he says.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Tanita.
Real quick, Dark asked in the chat, Jump, what do you think of AIPG? I think it's a... I don't want to be that guy, but I want to be that guy. I think it's another shitcoin that is just living off of AI hype, to be honest. The name AI in it, what does it actually do? Does it do anything? Does anybody know? If it does something, then prove me wrong, it's fine. But I think it's just living off hype.
Tanea McKeel.
My opinion.
Crypto prices are mixed.
But hey, if you can make money off it, absolutely do it. Why not?
Today, as of noon Eastern, with Bitcoin rising just about 1% to above $43,000 once again. Ether gained 2% this morning, now trading above $2,300 as investors rotated out of Solana, which sank around 1% after a major outage halted the network for about 5 hours.
So again, that was yesterday afternoon, $95. It's still right there today. So
okay, let's talk more about the downtime over on Solana. Data from Blockchain Explorer Solana FM shows transactions stopped processing around 5 a.m. Shortly after, Solana's status account on X said engineers across the ecosystem were investigating an outage on the mainnet. That eventually led engineers to push a software update to patch the issue and restart the network. By 10 a.m., roughly 5 hours after the outage began, Solana's network was up and running. Its status page lists the outage as the network's first in nearly a year, going back to February 25th, 2023. Network instability has been a criticism of the Solana network in the past. In 2022, it saw several bouts of outages and network instability. Next, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned of the risks tied to crypto in a hearing on Capitol Hill. In her prepared testimony before the House Financial Services Committee, Yellen told lawmakers the crypto industry poses several potential hazards to the financial system. She also laid out 5 areas of focus for the Treasury-led Financial Stability Oversight Council, with one of those areas being digital assets. In her remarks, Yellen said the council is focused on digital assets and related risks, such as from runs on crypto asset platforms and stablecoins, potential vulnerabilities from crypto asset price volatility, and the proliferation of platforms acting outside of or out of compliance with applicable laws and regulations. She added that those regulations should be enforced and urged Congress to pass legislation to provide the regulation of stablecoins and of the spot market of crypto assets that are not deemed securities. Finally, a federal judge has ordered Ripple Labs to produce additional financial information around its institutional sales of XRP. The order comes at the request of the SEC and follows that major court ruling back in July, where a judge said Ripple did not violate securities law by offering XRP to the public on exchanges, but did when it sold the token directly to institutions. The document will help the judge determine what penalties Ripple faces for those institutional sales. And the order also grants the SEC an opportunity to formally question Ripple over those financial statements. Ripple filed a motion to oppose this request last month, calling the documents irrelevant.
Is it ever going to end with Ripple in this whole thing?
For our main story, Crypto World's Talia Kaplan spoke with Nick Johnson, the founder of Web3 domain protocol Ethereum Name Service, about a new partnership with web hosting giant GoDaddy. Johnson breaks down how the new collaboration helps bridge the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 digital identities and how it hopes to remove barriers to Web 3 adoption.
Kind of a big deal. Let's see what he
An
says.
integration between Ethereum Name Service, which you found.
Can CNBC like get this lady some soundproofing in this box that she's in? It is so echoey. It's insane.
And GoDaddy went live yesterday with the goal of opening the door to more Web3 adoption. The partnership aims to remove the barriers to adoption, specifically the high gas fees for linking standard domain names to Web3 ENS names, as executing this new integration will be without gas fees. Can you take us through how that's possible and elaborate on the goals of this new partnership?
Certainly. We've been focusing on ENS as a part of the global namespace, that is, including it with DNS pretty much since day one. And we've had DNS import for a long time, but that's necessitated expensive gas fees, as you suggested. In parallel with that, we've been working on our layer 2 strategy, which uses a technology called CCIP read. And the most recent development is that we've combined these two things together with a DNS import with CCIP read. And effectively what that means is that instead of the user having to send a transaction to prove they own a DNS name like yourname.com, all of that can now happen when the name is entered into a client, a wallet, or an app, and so forth, and resolved. So the result is that you now simply have to set up a record in your DNS setup and turn that on, and then your name works automatically and immediately with no gas fees or transactions required. Our integration with GoDaddy takes that one step further and makes it possible to do it in a very user-friendly way, where it simply prompts you through the process, asks you to enter your address, and just works without any technical know-how needed.
For those who don't know, you mentioned DNS. Can you explain what DNS is and elaborate a little bit more on ENS, what you found it?
Real quick, Max, you are a dirty old pervert. You know that? Just saying.
Yes. So DNS is one of the fundamental protocols of the internet. It's what
I'm just kidding. Max isn't that old.
Turns Amazon.com into the IP address, the underlying numbers that resolve into that website. So DNS has been a fundamental part of the internet for 30 plus years now. ENS is effectively the next evolution of that, built on top of the Ethereum blockchain. So with ENS, we're performing a similar task to the DNS, but focused on resolving cryptographic identifiers like wallet addresses.
So how did this partnership come about to begin with? Did you approach GoDaddy or vice versa?
We've been sort of very public about what we're working on in broad strokes in terms of the gasless DNS integration and so forth. And we've had outreaches from a number of registrars and registries, and GoDaddy was one of those. And we were very enthusiastic to work with them on this.
Now, I understand that ENS has more than 2 million registrants and that GoDaddy has more than 84 million domain names registered. And now those users can add Ethereum to their website. So essentially, their Web 2 domains can now link to the Ethereum name service. That's one major way to open the door to more adoption of Web 3. But what are some of the other benefits tied to this new integration?
So GoDaddy is a place where you buy website domains, Mr. Scott Sheffield.
We're excited about taking this a step further beyond simply resolving DNS names into Ethereum addresses. ENS already supports addresses for over 200 other blockchains, and so it'll be very easy to extend this and improve the user interface to allow nominating any of those as your address as well. ENS also supports being effectively your decentralized profile for the internet for Web3. So you can set profile pictures, avatars, links to your Twitter profile, and so on and so forth. And all of those come with you to any app that you sign in on that supports them. So with this new integration, all of that will be possible too, as soon as we simply set up the user interface for it.
Now, I want to turn to your outlook for Ethereum this year, specifically as it pertains to building and development. I understand you think that 2024 is going to be a big growth year. Why do you think that is?
I'm always really excited about Ethereum development and the fact that it continues to be sort of a vibrant community, not just the application level development, but more specifically building the base layer, improving Ethereum itself. I'm particularly excited this year because we're likely to see a couple of major improvement proposals go through, one of which is improving support for layer 2s via what's called blob space. And that will make it much more cost effective and easier to build L2s on top of Ethereum by storing data on the Ethereum blockchain for them. And the second is a little more esoteric. It's around temporary storage and contracts. And it will make a lot of common interactions that currently can be, cost prohibitive in terms of gas fees, a lot more practical.
What upcoming events are you paying attention to? Perhaps Ethereum's next big upgrade, which is expected to be completed in the first quarter of 2024 and is focused on increasing the scalability of the network. Is this something you're focused on? And how have the other upgrades, including the Merge and Shapella, changed the landscape for Ethereum?
I think any upcoming hard fork is always source of excitement. I'm a nerd like that, and this is no exception. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and also to just seeing what new things we can build on top of it as a result. I think a lot of the upgrades will be sort of consequent to that. It'll be L2s enhancing their capabilities as a result of the new functionality they can build on top of it. The further out stuff I always keep a close eye on, but I've had my time involved in core protocol development myself. I've been an EIP editor. I know just how slow these things can be at times, and so I'm always hesitant to put a date to anything that's more than about 6 months off, just to avoid disappointment.
What else is in store for ENS this year? What can people expect?
We're very intently focused on scaling to L2, and so we've already got a roadmap out for that. We already have functionality that is published and public. It's now a matter of putting the polish on it and making it more usable and easier for people to integrate.
Okay, that's all for Crypto World today. We'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll see you then.
All right, shout out to Crypto World, CNBC Television. While we were listening to this guy, I don't know if it's just because I'm a plumber or not, but you guys see this thing in the background right here? This is called a Buderus wall mount heater radiator, and this stupid green thing bothers me that he put it over that, because those heaters themselves are thousands of dollars, and they're made to look good so you don't have to cover them. Sorry, I'm a plumber. That's just, I couldn't stop staring at it the whole freaking time. I didn't want to pause it in between. All right, let's get into this videos of the day. So I actually found this on Lark Davis's channel. He put this out 2 weeks ago. 0.1 Bitcoin will not make you rich. And I thought it was important for you guys to hear. It's only like a 3-minute video. And I agree with him, to be honest. But, it doesn't mean like don't try to get to that, right? Let's get into this real quick, and you guys can hear it for yourselves. Hit the like button, please. Let's try to get to 100 likes. We have 165 people here. Let's do it. Oh my God, fucking A. This update from Brave Browser is driving me nuts. Why is there a volume thing up here?
Sorry.
Jesus. All right, there we go. Let's try it again.
Bitcoin is not going to make you rich. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's true. Now, Bitcoin's a great escape from fiat. If you're looking to exit fiat permanently, get into Bitcoin, long-term wealth preservation tool, rock and roll, man. Cool. But if you got 0.1 Bitcoin, which is a lot, that's $4,000, which is a lot of money for a lot of people.
It is a lot.
Okay, let's keep that real. If you can afford one whole Bitcoin at today's prices, I got news for you. You're already rich. Congratulations. You have $40,000 in free cash that you can just go invest in one Bitcoin, which I'm assuming is not 100% of your portfolio. So you probably have a portfolio worth $1 million or more. Congratulations, you're winning. A lot of people coming out winning 0.1 Bitcoin. That's a pretty mighty goal, even for the vast majority of you listening at this point, okay? And if you're using it as a wealth preservation tool, as an exit from fiat, that's fantastic. If you're looking to speculate in crypto and try to get rich, it's not going to be Bitcoin. That 0.1 BTC you buy today, if looking at even some of the most bullish price predictions for the cycle, okay, well, maybe that
it'll still put you in like the top, what? I don't know, 1% of the world or 10% of the world. I forget what it actually is, but if you own X amount of Bitcoin, like you'll be in, at 0.1 Bitcoin, you're going to be in the top like 1%, right, of everybody on the planet that'll ever own that much Bitcoin. So theoretically, in like 100 years, maybe you could be rich, but it's not going to be immediately, make you immediately wealthy, if that makes sense.
Goes up to being worth $25,000, for example, or $20,000. Not bad. You've definitely made money, and that's nothing to be shy about. That's great. Now, what if we get a 20x? We go up to $1 million Bitcoin. Now, it's a little more than 20x, but $1 million Bitcoin. Okay, fantastic. Well, you've done pretty well. You've done pretty well. That $4,000 investment's now worth about $85,000, something like that, give or take a few thousand.
Which is great.
Not bad. I mean, damn, if you had a $4,000 portfolio, that's all you had. $4,000 invested in Bitcoin. You've turned that into 80K by 2030, which is what.
That's with a 20x though. That's a lot. I don't know about that.
Invest is saying we could get to. We could have $1 million Bitcoin by 2030. Their base case is 600K. Let's meet in the middle of their $1.4 million prediction. Say it's $1 million by 2030. Okay, great. That's good money, man. That's great money. That's fantastic. Fantastic returns. And look, I think a lot of people will be happy with that. Let's just keep it real. But it's not really rich, is it? 80K, it's going to help you with some of your problems. Maybe going to buy you a new car. Maybe it's going to help you put your kids through school. It's probably not going to solve all your problems. Hell, it's not even going to pay for a whole college tuition, is it? Depending on what school you send your kids to. Try and send them to a top school.
Community
college. More than 80K for
community college, so they're going.
For a 3-4 year degree, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's not going to make you rich. It can help you preserve your wealth. It is a nice investment. I hold Bitcoin, obviously. But if you want to really get the big gains, sorry to say it, but you got to go and risk life and limb in the altcoin jungle, because that's where you're going to get the
super
20,
risky, though.
50, or 100x returns.
But he's not
Possibly. The odds are stacked against you. VCs are here. The whales are here. The influencers, the angel investors, the exchanges, the teams themselves. Everyone's looking to sell and make money. Okay. As an average investor, you're generally at the end of the feeding line in the buffet. It's just the way it is. There are ways you can try to get early. I just made a great video on that. Go watch it.
He's not wrong.
But that's where the real money is going to be made. You're not going to 100x your money on Bitcoin. Maybe in a few decades, you'll get 100x on Bitcoin. But if you want to, enjoy your life from crypto gains before you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s.
It's a great little quick video for you guys to think about. Altcoins are really where it's going to be at the end of the day. I gotta forget to unmute this before we start. But it's just one of those things, right? Altcoins super risky, but at the same time, that's the only place you're really going to gain like real generational wealth, right? And it's unfortunate that you have to be like nervous the entire time, right? Just like, oh man, I hope this coin pays off, or if it dumps, you're screwed. So you just please be safe, pay attention, but make sure you guys are still earning or DCAing at least a little bit of it into Bitcoin still. It's just one of those things. I thought it was a interesting, quick little 3-minute video. All right, the investing expert, buy crypto now or regret it forever. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Let's do it.
So we think that you may end up seeing Bitcoin by the end of the cycle as high as $10 million per Bitcoin.
This is the greatest.
Did you say $10 million per Bitcoin? Did you hear that right? Did you say $10 million per Bitcoin?
High as $10 million per Bitcoin.
This is the greatest explanation on why crypto is a generational buy of a lifetime. And much like gold in the 70s, the stock market in the 80s, and Bitcoin today.
Gold was $40 when we went off the gold standard in 1971. It was the first time individuals could buy gold. And
is this guy's name Tom Lee? Is that his name? The guy that's talking right now? He's that guy that like always predicts the market, and he's like on point every single time, isn't he?
When the silent generation cohort peaked, gold was $600, a 15x in a decade, just by a single generation buying gold. Boomers, we know, bought equities. That was essentially the stock market boom. If millennials put 10% of their savings flow, 100 billion, into crypto,
watch this
yeah,
whole
Tom Lee. All right, yeah, dude, he's a brilliant guy. He really is a brilliant guy.
Video, it gets better. And if you have one friend that you want to see become rich, send him or her this.
But it also does contradict the last video. You're 100% correct, sir. You're 100% correct, Elliot. You're not wrong.
They will owe you.
So it's been nearly 50 years since RV sales have been this strong. 44% of the buyers of the RVs today are millennials. Well,
so again, what I had to pause. I'm sorry. I want to reiterate the fact that nobody knows where crypto is going. Nobody knows where Bitcoin will be in tomorrow. Forget about like 10 years from now, right? Like, we don't know. It could completely fail. It could go to a freaking $1 billion. You have no idea where this is going to go. So anybody that's doing any type of price predictions, take it with a grain of salt. But the people that have been doing this a long time, predicting or projecting where markets are going to go, that are, you know, ridiculously correct most of the time, like Tom Lee, it's one of those things where I would put more weight in that basket than, you know, somebody else. Just my, I don't know, my 2 cents.
What are millennials going to be doing in the next 30 years? Okay, something
and this is an older video, yeah. Yep.
I have a population tree here.
Well, this slideshow or presentation is an older video, yes.
And I've lined up each of the generations. The millennials are now just entering 2 critical periods, the home buying years and their investing years. So let's think about housing. I've lined up each generation when they were aged 21 to 35, and I colored each. The red is silent, the boomers are light blue, Gen X is gray, and the millennials are blue, dark blue. Housing starts have peaked with every generation's peak cohort size. This tells us housing is going to likely boom through 2030. So stay long housing, I guess, right? It's really bullish. But let's talk about investment years. Savings flow, okay, so the investment pool of prime income age earners is running about $1 trillion a year today, okay? So every year there's $1 trillion that the people aged 35 to 60 allocate. And today it's dominated by boomers and Gen X. But the millennials are now just entering these prime income years. So what did the silent generation do when they dominated the prime savings flow? They actually bought gold. Gold was $40 when we went off the gold standard in 1971. That was the first time individuals could buy gold. And when the silent generation cohort peaked, gold was $600, a 15x in a decade, just by a single generation buying gold. The boomers, we know, bought equities. What was the first year the boomers turned age 35? 1982. That shaded blue area is their first boomers to the peak size of the cohort, 1982 to 99. Coincidence? That was essentially the stock market boom. And the question is, you know, well, what about the Gen X, which was a smaller cohort? As you can see in the middle period, the stock market didn't go anywhere. Gen X wasn't big enough to actually power the stock market higher. But here we think the millennials are going to drive equities. They like growth stocks, so we think it's going to power a stock market boom through 2038. Gen X liked hedge funds, and you can see that's essentially peaked with Gen X. But here's what I think millennials are going to do. Now remember, millennials are going to soon have $1 trillion of savings flow. Bitcoin's rise in 2016 coincides with the first millennials entering their prime savings years. Today, crypto, for every $1 billion that goes into crypto, it's turning into roughly $25 billion of price appreciation. If millennials put 10% of their savings flow, $100 billion, into crypto, that's a $2.5 trillion rise per year. And crypto is roughly a $500 trillion market cap. So we think that you may end up seeing Bitcoin by the end of the cycle as high as $10 million per Bitcoin.
And this is where things get good. This is managing partner at Fundstrat Global, Tom Lee.
Yeah, if he was just a nobody, then it would be totally different, and I wouldn't even like consider listening to this. But
FYI, and just understand that this talk is actually about half a decade old. Took place, I think, around 2018, 2019. Bitcoin has been performing to the T exactly as predicted. But let's understand what's next. And by the way, only with promo code ALTCOINDAILY for a limited time, get up to $30,000 in a deposit bonus by signing up with the link below. Trade, buy, and sell crypto with partner of the channel Bybit, link down below, and watch how this ends.
Okay.
You can't use Bybit in US without a VPN, so just don't even bother.
So I'm gonna just walk you through why crypto is an asset class. First of all, the St. Louis Fed actually published a white paper, and they said it looks like it is quite a viable asset class. And you might say, well, isn't crypto breaking all the rules that we know about? I went to Wharton. We had like the 10 Commandments or evaluation, etc.
This is before the ETF.
But I think over the last 20 years, a lot of rules have evolved. It used to be that 92% of companies that went public had to make money. Today, only 20% do. We've already broken that rule. Private equity used to only be 1/3 of the public market. Private equity now is 84% of the public market. It may possibly be that in a few years, private equity is bigger than the public market. Bonds used to pay income. 80% of bonds in Germany have a negative interest rate. So I think rules have already evolved. And just to give you some perspective, in the S&P today, 77% of the value of the S&P is intangible. It is not, if you liquidated the S&P today, you'd only get 20 cents on the dollar. The value of most major brands today is built on trust. So here's where we come to store value. People think gold is the only store of value out there. We've published a piece earlier this month that really looked at what's the true store value. People use store value. Gold is one generation store value, but it's including collectible art, real estate, negative interest rate government bonds, and collectibles. That's a $280 trillion market is used today to basically park money, excluding financial assets. Bitcoin's $200 billion. If Bitcoin ends up just being 1% of the store of value in the future, it's $150,000 per coin. So again, from a mile away, I can see this value transfer towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So now let me jump to why Wall Street is going to care. So there's 3 reasons Wall Street's going to care. The first is there's a lot of money being made in the crypto space.
Of course, that's why they care.
The biggest exchange for trading financial assets today is ICE, Intercontinental Exchange. They own the NYSE, NASDAQ, and they're global. Thousands and thousands of securities traded. They made $1.6 billion last year.
$1.6 billion. That was the most random thing.
Estimate Coinbase could make $600 million this year. It's a cryptocurrency exchange. Only has 4 currencies on it, and it's about 3% of global trading. In 18 months, Coinbase may be more profitable than ICE. And that is just mind-blowing. I don't think anyone could believe that ICE, the biggest exchange in America, could make less money than Coinbase. And that may be the future. So one, there's a lot of money to be made. And Goldman, Morgan Stanley, even ICE understand.
Does anybody know, did they already, since this little speech here, did they already surpass it? Does anybody know?
This, and I think they're building infrastructure into gateways into crypto. The second is that the crypto market is already large. It's $500 billion today. It would rank as the 20th largest country. So again, if you think about the emerging markets analogy, crypto is already the same size as Brazil, Spain, Singapore, Russia. It's bigger than Ireland, Spain, Israel, Greece, Turkey, Vietnam. Wall Street has thousands and thousands of bankers and research traders, everybody, hedge funds dedicated to these other countries. This is going to start to focus on crypto. And the third reason is that as a portfolio strategy, crypto is uncorrelated alpha. Now,
real quick, it was 550 billion. Where were we? Where are we? What am I doing? Hold on. Let me scroll up quick. 550 billion. What's the market cap right now? 844. So 550 when he did. So it's $300 billion more in this market since he did this little conference.
What does that mean? Take a look at this. If you look at each of those lines at the top, that represents the correlation of Bitcoin to stocks, which is blue, to bonds, which are red, gold, which is gold, and hedge funds, which is light blue. Bitcoin and crypto are uncorrelated to other markets right now. It is uncorrelated. That is almost a holy grail for portfolio allocation.
Interesting. What do you guys think about that? All right, let's recap stuff, guys. I gotta get out of here soon. What do you guys, do you have any questions? Any questions at all, please feel free to ask. Google says $3.6 billion for Coinbase in 2021. Nice, Sasquatch Crap. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Bitcoin looking like, for anybody that may have missed it, 43,141. Ethereum 2375. XRP's over 50 cents. We have Kaspa in the deep green. Oh geez, that zoomed in real fast. At almost 11 cents or just under 11 cents. Let me refresh this and X out all these freaking, oh, actually there's not many ads here, which is nice. Look at that. I hate these ads though. Oh, that one's stuck. All right, anyways, I think everything's still the same. Yeah, it refreshes on its own. Not too bad. Let's go back to the top 100 just to recap this. So this DYM is on top of the charts for the day, 44% up. That's a giant move. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna have to look into this. Dimension. Let's see. Original statement was phased poorly in that case. If you're not, what are you saying? Overblur. Oh, I got you. Okay, never mind. Talking about GPUs. Anyways, all right, what other coins are we looking at? Let's see. Honey payouts are tomorrow for the Hivemapper. Man, it's down 5% today. Damn it. 5.4% down, 16 cents. It's all right. It'll come back. Hopefully it should come back. Everything's down right now, right? Over the 1 year, you can see this chart. It's pretty it was pretty flatlined until it got some exposure. So we're gonna see. Maybe two lows making, no, that's definitely not a flag, but upward channel. Isn't that bad though? Doesn't that break down usually? I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm not a trader. Anyways, let's see what else. How's ETC POW doing? I know they were really excited about Voscoin viewing their coin, which is a reason I am no longer in this. 14 cents. Nothing against Voscoin, just in general, they want to live off hype. That was on their roadmap for Q1. Voscoin review was like the first thing on their roadmap. Like, why is that a good, like, I don't understand why that's like on your roadmap. A review of your situation or your coin or your project should not be on your roadmap. Just saying. That's like weird to me. But anyways, 14 cents. This coin is just taking a shit. From $2.61 to now 14 cents. It's a big, in my opinion. Let's see. 100 Air said, Voss called me out in that video. Why? What'd you do? 100 Air, what'd you do? Tell me. I want to know. I don't know what he did. All right, let's see. Any other coins you guys want to look at? Actually, how's Neoxa doing now since that's on unMineable? If you guys don't know, check out my video from yesterday evening. It is down to 0.002919, down 0.3% on the day, which I am extremely fine with. I am fine with that because I am using my Kaspa miners to, if I could spell. That still didn't spell that right. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyways, this is oh god. You have to click into a coin to get to dark mode. Sorry, didn't mean to blind you guys. Flashbang. Neoxa, I dropped this video. Neoxa is on unMineable. Again, I am fine with the price being down because I am using my KS0s, which is K heavy hash ASICs, to mine directly to unMineable and get paid out in Neoxa. So my yield is fantastic. It's doing pretty good right now. The gods, let's see. Let me go back to my homepage. I'll show you guys real quick. So from right here, yesterday, this is what I got for like a little over 12 hours. Actually, no, it's almost a day as of right now. I got 12,475 Neoxa being paid out, which is amazing. I'm trying to get my masternode of 1 million, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. I don't know if I'll stay on this forever, but shout out to the unMineable team. These guys are fantastic. Neoxa is brand new on the list. All right, guys, I gotta get the hell out of here. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys very much for hanging out. We're gonna go raid Miss Randy Hipper. I believe she is going live in a few. So if you guys wouldn't mind, please hit the like button on the way out, and I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, peace out. Have a good day.
You guys don't get to 100 likes. I'm going to show you my cleavage.
Please, Max. Please don't. Don't do that, Max. Everyone will leave. Okay, bye.